Okay, let's take a closer look at primeros sonidos. So for ejemplo A, just remember that there's a lot of text that you need to say, but it also instructs you where to point. So after you introduce the pictures on the front of the card, you're pointing to them as you say them. So I say Rosa vota. And remember that when you point, you're pointing so that the child can see the pictures from left to right. So that means that you're pointing for yourself right to left, but for them, they see it correctly. So then when we get to ejemplo C, Jose initially answered this incorrectly because I asked for the picture that begins with the sound T, and he selected libro. So on the back of the sample cards for primeros sonidos, you'll see 3 columns as compared to 2 columns that you see on the other sample cards and the other measures. So here it's important to make the distinction between an incorrect response and no response. So here, because he gave me the incorrect response, I went to this column and I said, no libro no empieza con T. I reprompted, and then he answered correctly with tigre. So I told him, muy bien, tigre empieza con T. It's important in the sample cards to note that you will find the target sound you're supposed to make in the text. So there's the T sound for you. And then when you reach the test cards, you'll find the target sound at the bottom of the card right here. And so then when you see this target sound, you're supposed to make the target sound the way it would be if it were part of this word. So here I would say cha, because the CHA sound in the word chaqueta is cha. So for this one, Jose answered it correctly, but it's important to note that he answered it correctly by saying the word chaqueta, and that is appropriate. So in this measure, children can either point to the correct response, say the correct response, or point and say at the same time. So those are all correct. So in card 2, he got this correct. The target sound was k, and he selected cama. And in this one, he answered incorrectly. The target sound was b, and he selected cobija. So I circled cobija on here, even though that was incorrect. And in number 4, Jose did not give me a response, so I reprompted him, and he still did not respond to this ro sound. So then I checked the don't know box because he did not give a response. And then for card 5, just like some of the other ones, he answered correctly. Target sound was u. He pointed to uvas. And so I circled uvas as the correct response.